Do you know how the SBA works and how to tap into them to get a high dollar, low payment loan? Well, I'm about to reveal to you everything you need to know about SBA, including all the details to be able to get approved for SBA financing. I'm going to reveal to you the classified SBA approval formula and teach you exactly what you need to do to be able to get approved. We're going to talk about how to get approved for SBA financing, even if you think there's no way you can qualify now. We're going to look at all these little things that get people denied and what you need to know to get approved, including a look at the secret credit score that's used for SBA approvals. We're going to talk about where to go to get SBA financing and the different types of SBA financing you can get so you know exactly what to apply for. And I'm going to give you tips to help you get the most money, the longest term, the lowest interest rate, therefore giving you the lowest payment on SBA financing. I'm going to sprinkle in along the way some of my best tips and tactics to help you get the absolute most money at the absolute best terms. And if you stick around to the end, I'm going to get you access to our funding vault of 27 killer ways to get money for your business. We've got a lot to cover, so let's dive in. So SBA, or the Small Business Administration, is an administration that was formed by our government in 1953 to support and enhance the growth of small businesses. Now, SBA does a lot of different things. It has a lot of different ways they help business owners with just general information, courses, classes, a lot of education, a lot of teaching you and giving you the resources you need to succeed. But SBA is mostly known for their financing. And the one thing to know about SBA financing is SBA financing, actually, the financing doesn't come from SBA at all. What SBA actually does is they guarantee financing that you're able to get from traditional or conventional banks like Bank of America, Chase, Wells Fargo. So if you think about it, the big banks are government insured, which means they are required to be very conservative with their risk, which means they can't really lend money in risky situations. Here's the problem. Small business owners, well, a lot of small business owners don't succeed. And as a result, small business lending is inherently very risky. So SBA guarantees loans offered by traditional and conventional banks. That way they can offer the financing to you. And if you ever default on the financing, then SBA guarantees they will cover a large portion of that defaulted amount. So let me give you an example. SBA commonly will guarantee as much as 90% of the financing that a bank gives you. So let's say you go to Bank of America, you apply for a Bank of America or an SBA loan through Bank of America, you get approved, you default on that loan. Well, SBA would pay 90% in this example of whatever it was you defaulted on. So this makes it where it's very low risk for a bank like Bank of America to lend you the money. And it also makes it where you have a better chance of getting approved for financing through these big traditional and conventional banks, where without SBA, you really wouldn't have much of a chance at all. So remember, SBA doesn't lend money, they guarantee money. And when it comes to getting SBA financing, you're typically going to go to big conventional lenders or even fintech lenders in order to get approved. Speaking of getting approved, let's talk a little bit about the type of programs you can get approved with through SBA and exactly what it takes to get approved. So the Small Business Administration has three main programs you should know about, the first of which are microloans. Now, these are types of loans that most business owners don't even realize come from SBA. And the reason for that is that they actually are done through SBA's intermediaries, which are nonprofit organizations, instead of the big banks. Like, big banks can't make a lot of money on these loans because they're so small. And the microloans are under $50,000 and even work well for newer type businesses. So even if you think you can't qualify for SBA because you don't have years of tax returns and all the things that are typically needed, a microloan may be an option to consider if you're looking for less than $50,000, as a lot of newer businesses are. Now, the second type of SBA financing are called 504 loans, and these are specifically for the purpose of purchasing or refinancing a fixed asset. So when we think about 504 loans, they're most commonly used for real estate. They're used to buy land or buy real estate or even refinance actual commercial properties. But they're also can be used for utilities. They can be used for equipment, machinery. So fixed assets are what 504 loans are used for. You can get these loans up to $5 million. The rates are really low, and you can get 20-year plus loan terms on this, so you can keep your payments really low when it comes time to buying those type of fixed assets. Now, the third is the most popular type of SBA loan, and it's called 7A. Now, 7A actually comes in the form of loans or credit lines, and you can get amounts up to $5 million. Again, 20-year plus terms, really low interest rates, so really low payments. And there's actually 9 different kinds of 7A loans. We won't cover them all now because you don't need to know all the specifics, but you should just know that there are ones specifically for if you're in importing and exporting. There are ones for international businesses. There's ones for veterans where you can actually pay less fees than you would on other kinds of SBA financing. There's ones that are done quickly, so much faster, where you can actually get your approval and close and fund in about 6 weeks. There is a handful, a little less than a handful of credit lines you can get to, depending on if you're a seasonal business or a contractor or a builder, if you're just looking for a regular working capital line of credit. There's also normal SBA loans that go up to $5 million that are 7A, and ones that just go to $350,000, which are faster loans to be able to obtain. So if you want money just for general purposes, marketing, expansion, growing a business, payroll, 7A is the type of SBA program that you really want to get. And again, you can get loans or credit lines up to $5 million, depending on whichever one works better for your business. So now that you know what type of programs SBA offers, what does it take to actually get approved? So many business owners want to know, can I qualify for SBA financing? Well, SBA financing for most programs is pretty much the same. And what they're looking for is 3 main things. The first of which is good personal credit and business credit. So you have to have established business credit to be able to get approved for SBA financing. And the reason for that is that SBA uses a score from FICO called FICO SBSS. This is your FICO small business score. And it takes into account your consumer credit scores and your business credit scores and profile as well. And it usually weighs business credit heavier than consumer credit. So the bottom line is the math of FICO SBSS will not allow you to qualify for an SBA loan if you don't have established business credit. So you have to establish business credit with Dun & Bradstreet, Equifax, Experian for your business in order to qualify for SBA loan. And you need to actually be paying your business bills as agreed or on time and have good scores in order to typically get approved. You need to do the same thing as a consumer as well. SBA says you want to remove any blemishes from your credit report before you apply. So that's a pretty good indicator that they don't want really very many, if any, negative items on your credit report. If you have negative items on major accounts like Bank of America or bank credit, that can really get you disqualified. So you shouldn't have any negative items on your consumer credit report. You shouldn't have any negative items on your business credit report, and you need to have established business credit and consumer credit in order to qualify. Now, the second thing beyond credit that you need is cash flow. They're going to want to get 3 years worth of tax returns, verify that you have money coming in the business. Preferably, they'd like to see growth. They'd like to see that your revenue, your profits are increasing year after year, but you're going to need to supply those 3 years worth of tax returns. And the third thing is they're going to want collateral. And the collateral is going to be equal to or greater than the actual loan amount. So if you're getting a loan amount for $100,000 from SBA, they want you to have $100,000 in collateral. Now, first thing they'll look at is like business assets. Do you have commercial real estate? Do you have inventory, equipment, account receivables where your customers pay you on terms? What kind of assets do you have in the business that can serve as collateral? If you have enough assets in the business that can serve as collateral, well, then you don't need any other kind of personal assets. But if you don't, then they'll go to personal assets. Do you have stocks, bonds, 401ks, IRAs? Do you have vehicles? Do you have residential home you're willing to be able to put up as collateral? So again, they're going to look at the business assets first. If it's enough to cover the loan amount, you're set, typically, and then consumer assets they're going to look at after that if you don't have enough assets or enough collateral to offset the lender's actual lending loan amount. So again, they're going to look at your personal assets, they're going to look at your business assets, and you're going to need to have enough in one or both of those to be able to cover the actual loan amount. So those are the 3 main things you need to qualify for SBA: credit, cash flow, and collateral. And if you have those, well, then you're typically going to qualify. Microloans tend to be a little bit easier to get approved for, but for most SBA qualifications, those are the 3 things you need: cash flow, credit, and collateral in order to get approved. So there you have it. Now you know SBA, what they do, how they can help you. We talked about the types of financing you can get from SBA, the rates, the terms, how to get approved. If you'd like to get approved for SBA financing, give us a call, 877-600-2487. That's 877-600-2487. When you give us a call, we give you a free consultation, and 3 things happen on that consultation. The first thing is we do a fundability assessment. We figure out all the things that will prevent you from getting funding with the structure of your business, the name of your business, all these details lenders and credit issuers look at. We help you fix those things to become more fundable. Then we also get your business credit reports with Dun & Bradstreet, Equifax, and Experian for free. We go over those with you and give you tips and tactics to establish and improve your business credit quality. And we do a funding qualification. We qualify you for all types of financing. Look, there's a ton of other financing options. that are way easier to qualify for than SBA. So if you want to know what you can get approved for right now, give us a call. We do that on our free consultation, 877-600-2487. And you can go to creditsuite.com/27 ways. That's the number 27, the word ways, to access our guide on 27 ways to get money for your business. Look, there's a lot of financing you may qualify for right now. And besides a free consultation to figure out what you can get approved for, grab this guide. This guide will give you a lot of different creative ways to be able to get money for your business, even if you're high risk, even if you have credit issues, even if you're a startup. So make sure you check it out at creditsuite.com/27 ways. And if you got value from this, if you learned things that you did not know, then like and subscribe. Make sure you like the video so other entrepreneurs can also see it, and make sure you subscribe so we can tell you when we go live again and when we release new content. All of our content is basically around one theme, which is helping you get money to grow your business. So make sure you like and subscribe, and look out for our next training where we talk about more cool ways to get money to grow your business.